Hey, Karina here. Okay, it's been a while since I've recorded a video, so I figured I'm going to do something really important today. And that is to give you an idea what you should be thinking about in terms of your strategy for your books in 2026. Because there's a lot of talk out there. We all know AI can produce really good books. A lot of people are using AI. But let's talk about your strategy because that's super important. And it's going to set you up to either make money on Amazon or not make money on Amazon. So if you don't know me, I'm the royalty coach. I've coached hundreds and hundreds of people on how to publish books on Amazon and actually how to launch them so that they get the most visibility immediately, and that sets you up for serious success on Amazon. So let's jump in. I'm going to share my screen and we will go over the strategy immediately. Okay, my friends. Gotta move some stuff around. All right. Strategy for 2026. Here's the issue with people publishing on Amazon and creating books quickly with AI. Look, there's no issue with you using AI, okay, in any way, shape, or form. But here's the issue. Most people create books with AI and they do a really poor job with it. Meaning, they write the book, they use some software, or maybe even they use ChatGPT, and that's totally fine. ChatGPT, especially now, can create amazing books, but customers are smart, right? So they can recognize AI very, very quickly. What you don't want to do is you don't want to put a book like this out there on Amazon without any type of editing. And a lot of people don't do that. And I don't understand why, because the books sound very generic. Okay. Any book with AI, if you haven't edited it properly, if you haven't put the thought process into what are customers looking for. I mean, especially if you're in nonfiction, which is what I coach, publishers in nonfiction, we know one thing. Customers want to go to Amazon to truly learn something. Okay. They are buying books because they are trying to get rid of a habit, learn something new, potentially make money, whatever it is that they want to do. It is a learning experience, which means that puts you in the seat of an educator. Okay. Educators have a responsibility. We need to create good content. We cannot just throw books out there super generically done with AI and call it a day. No, you've got to edit that book. And look, you can do something super simple if you don't have a lot of money, you don't want to be hiring editors, not a problem. You can grab Grammarly, okay? I think it's like, I don't know, $120 for the year. If you are really serious about your business, you can actually edit everything with Grammarly. So it doesn't cost a ton of money, but it will show up in your review later. No editing, no cigar, my friend. You're going to get a 1 star at some point. It is going to hurt and you're not going to like it. Once you publish the book, what will happen then is Amazon's algorithm, right, will try to put it in front of people. People who are super happy with it will give you 5 star reviews. People who are not happy will not give you good reviews, and that will hurt. People who create books with AI are generally the type of person, especially if they are a volume publisher. Volume publishers really don't care too much about the quality of books. I hate to say it. I've seen a lot of volume publishers just pump out books, and really there's not a strategy. There's not a long-term strategy. Amazon doesn't love that. Okay. Even though Amazon will allow you to create books with AI, I highly recommend that those are books that you have used AI to create the book, but then you have added right into it your own content, maybe your own stories, things that will be super helpful to people. Remember, they are there to learn. So if they buy your book, but they are not learning anything from it, they will not hide how they feel about the book. They will review your book and not in a good way. These types of books, they don't last long on Amazon. Okay, I give them 6 months. This is a short-term strategy. Poorly done books, please remember, they will not live long on Amazon. It will cost you in the long term, because the moment Amazon figures out that the book isn't done well, and it will know that, right? The algorithm will figure this out through the interview process or through the review process. They will begin to push it down instead of up the page. So short-term strategy, using a lot of AI, not really putting a thought process into it, not really editing it much, publishing a lot, right? A lot of those books. So you just pump them out like 10 per year or more. You're a volume publisher. That is not long-term sustainable strategy. This is what happens. Many people will say things like this. Okay, 1-star review. I could have Googled it. Oh my God, it is AI generated. I am so over that. People are using this a lot. This feels so generic. It's robotic. It reads weird. It has a weird tone. It felt rushed. It felt like you never put a thought process behind it. These are just some of the comments. There are hundreds and thousands of them on AI generated books that really now hurt those publishers. That is not what I teach. I do not support a strategy like this. If that is what you do, good luck to you. You can keep doing what you're doing, but that is not how I would ever create a solid publishing business. Not like this. Okay. This is also bad news from another standpoint. Enough of these 1-star reviews, right? Enough of these really crabby sort of 2 stars where, the comments are not really pleasant. What's going to happen is Amazon will begin to rate your book. So we have average rating system on Amazon where if you go below 4.5, really this begins to affect your ads. That's 1. And 2, because of that, it will really affect your sales. So staying with a low BSR, okay, low book average rating, you're really going to suffer, my friend, on money. Okay. So if you do want to make some solid royalties, if you want to create a business that lasts, and if you want that book to be seen, really your average rating has to stay above 4.8. There's no way around this. Okay. Amazon will not promote a book like this with a 4.3, 4.4 rating. It starts to impact how many eyeballs, right? So how many customers see that book. And in turn, hello, this will affect your sales. Okay. Way less royalties, way less sales. Amazon ads begin to cost money, but the sales are down. So you end up spending money on ads, not making money on the books. You never break even or make a profit. So I do not recommend this at all. For those of you who know me, I'm very strict about how to publish books on Amazon, really provide the best possible customer experience with each and every book so that when you get those reviews, honestly, there's like joy in your heart because people say such beautiful things and you never even expected it. That's the feeling I go for. I go for the joy. Okay. The other thing that these bad reviews based on these not so good books will do is they will rank. So Amazon will rank your book, right? It will either rank your book high up the page or it will begin to rank your book low down the page. BSR is really, really important. Obviously. Why? Because we want our books to stay on page 1, right? Nobody looks for books on page 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the lower your BSR, right? So look at this because people get this wrong. I need to get a high BSR. No. The higher the BSR, which means the lower the book has gone down the page. The lower the BSR, the higher the book goes up the page, right? So you will see a lot of books that are rated like 400,000 million, whatever the number is, that means your book has been buried, my friend. It is just so low somewhere in a black hole of, the Amazon algorithm, where books don't ever go to get seen. We want to have a low BSR. We want to stay up high on that page so that there's more eyeballs on your books, your reviews keep coming, your ads keep working, and your book keeps selling. Because why are we publishing, right? I mean, yes, I have books that I've published that I'm so passionate about, because that is something that, it's a topic that I love, but I still make money on those books. So whether it's a passion project, whether you're publishing just for passion or you're publishing to make money, either way, it's really nice when your book can make some solid royalties. That is why we here. The other thing that happens, and this is really super important. So many people don't run Amazon ads. There's really no way to make money on Amazon on your book without running Amazon ads. You absolutely must run ads, but you have to do it correctly. Okay. Amazon ads run on social proof, which means they run on reviews, which means the more reviews, the better rating, the better BSR, the better the book sells. Amazon ads are directly connected to that. One other thing that your ads are connected to is your cover. So many people suffer on their ads and they don't really understand why, right? What's the deal? What's happening? They've checked everything. Everything seems to be going well. There's some reviews there. There may be all 5-star reviews, but then they don't know that the cover isn't really Amazon ready, right? It didn't follow the formula. It is not Amazon ready. Ads begin to suffer. You either start getting a lot of clicks, no sales, or there's no impressions whatsoever. So we want to make sure that we have 100+ reviews on our books, and our BSR, if you can stay below 80,000, you're doing well on ads and you're actually selling very, very well. So that's just a tip on Amazon ads. The other thing that we're seeing, right, for 2025 and now for 2026 is serious customer AI burnout. Look at people are getting tired of AI generated books that really provide no value. Okay. This is not how you're going to succeed on Amazon with a business. Customers are informed. They can Google it. If you can Google it, if you can chat GPT it, why don't you think that they can? They, of course, can do it, right? Customers are informed. So if you're going to create a generic AI book, please know that your customers already done that homework and they will not appreciate it, right? Because they will literally say in their review, OMG, I could have just Googled it. 1 star, okay? People have no patience for bad books. Amazon is the biggest bookstore in the world, but nobody can be there physically to open up the book, to check it out, to go through the pages. They are 100% relying on maybe the read sample button where they can see a little bit of your book, and the reviews. They read them. They want to know what people have said about your book. That's social proof. They rely on this because they physically cannot be there to check it out. Bad reviews affect the algorithm. Algorithm, especially on Amazon, it is one of the most sophisticated algorithms in the world. That algorithm absolutely despises bad books. And it will know very quickly that the book isn't good by what people say about it, and it will begin to rank it. Okay. Customers can pick out AI in your book. They can actually pick it out because it's so bluntly obvious in many, many books that AI has been used. They will leave you 1-star reviews. They will make a ton of comments. Sometimes the comments are so real. Okay. And they're like a page long. This really affects your rating. And then your book will simply go to rest. A resting place forever, where it will never be found again. Okay. So let's not do this to ourselves. So what's the 2026 strategy? This is the long-term strategy. It actually has been my strategy my whole career in publishing because I believe in value. Okay. When you put a book out there and it's valuable to a customer, trust me, they will tell you about it. And that book will live on Amazon for a very long time. I use AI to create my books a lot. I love it. I think ChatGPT is one of the best tools. In fact, my prompts are amazing to create books with AI. However, I heavily edited. This means I take out anything that I think sounds robotic. I change the tone of the book, okay? Make it sound human. I add stories. I add activities. I make the book valuable. If you don't know what value is, right, for your book that you're creating right now, ask yourself, if I was a customer and I looked at this book, and I read it in its current state, would it be valuable to my customer? If there is a 1% of a doubt, go back into your manuscript and adjust, adjust until you're happy. I've had clients who have literally rewritten their books because they knew that the moment they put it up on Amazon, they are one click away from a bad review. And if you have a few reviews only, meaning you only will ever get 25 reviews because you really don't know how to go after reviews, trust me, that 1-star review, just one, will really hurt. Okay. So we don't want to put ourselves in that situation. And then rinse and repeat that process and only produce 3 or 4 books that year, right? That's one every quarter. That way you're working hard, not really, but you're working diligently on the book. You're providing value for your customer. You're actually creating a really good product for them. They will reward you, not only by giving you 5-star reviews, but also by telling others. Word of mouth is actually pretty powerful on Amazon. Okay. Amazon's algorithm will love it. It will promote it to more people. It will push your book up the page. The book will be seen by more people. More people see it, more people buy it. That's how it works, right? So you will this way create a long-term publishing business. Okay, that's very highly recommended. If you have questions about any of this, and you'd like to chat more about it, please hit the link in my bio, get a hold of me, and we can go from there. I wish you best of luck in 2026. I hope you rock it out with your books because there is no business better on Amazon than the publishing business. I'll see you soon. Take care.